If I don't sweep my 5 plays on this NFL Sunday, I'm giving everyone who is subscribed to this channel that leaves a like and comments on this video free VIP for a week on my winnable store. Free VIP picks for a week if I don't sweep this Sunday. Why? Because I had a disastrous Saturday. Beyond bad. Just didn't even come close to some of my picks. Well, actually, one kind of came close. But regardless, let's recap how bad I was this Saturday. Starting with the early game, Bills, Broncos. What a game. Overtime. Josh Allen loses again in the playoffs. Oof. Tough, man. In tears up on the podium. Bad look. Feel bad, but, man, the Broncos look great. Great win for the Broncos at home. I had Brandon Cooks over 25.5 receiving yards. He finished with 20, and he would have had way more if he caught that deep ball that ended up being an interception because it was bobbled as he was going to the ground, and then the defender caught it while it was still on Brandon Cooks. Kind of weird, but that play would have hit there. Bo Nix went over his passing yards. He threw for like 272 passing yards, so I was just completely wrong there. Bo Nix looked great. Threw for what, like 3 touchdowns? Incredible performance by him. And then the late game, the 49ers and the Seahawks. Demarcus Robinson only had 1 receiving yard. The 49ers couldn't do anything, only had 6 points up. 1 yard was like more of a slap in the face than 0. That was just, that just literally felt like a slap in the face. That was annoying. And then my other play, Jackson Smith and Jigba over 6.5 receptions. He only had 3. Well, he didn't need to catch the ball because the Seahawks, from the start of the game, they returned the opening kickoff, and the game was pretty much over at that point. It looked like one of those games that the Seahawks had early in the season where they just blow out a team in the first quarter, and then it's just smooth sailing from there. I mean, they won 41-6 in the divisional round, just absolutely slapped around the 49ers. So, rough Saturday for me. I thought I was doing something cool and being cheeky with my plays, but based on what I saw from last week, but I could not have been more wrong. So, if I don't sweep, I'm giving you all a free week of VIP picks for free. All right, let's get into today's video. Guys, if you aren't on the Betr platform, go ahead and get on there. They're giving you a ton of free stuff. So if you use my code TEACH10 when you sign up, you'll get a free $10 and up to $200 bonus on your first deposit. Also, for this NFL Sunday, Betr is giving you a Matthew Stafford free square, so he just throw for 1 passing yard, and you help boost out your lineup. If you're not on Betr, you can also hop on to Chalkboard. Same code, TEACH10. New users, when you use my code, you'll get a free pick plus a 100% deposit match as well in the app. So a ton of free value there. Also, Chalkboard hands out profit boosts like pretty much every day. They do daily drops. It's really cool what they're doing on there. So go ahead and get on these platforms. The links will be in the description of this video so you guys can check that out. All right. Enough yapping. Let's get into today's picks, for NFL Sunday. Last 2 games of the divisional round. Starting us off, we have, let's zoom in a little bit more on these. Starting off, CJ Stroud. We're going under 224.5 passing and rushing yards combined. Now, he is averaging 230 plus combined over his last 10 games, sure. But look at this trend that I noticed when digging into CJ Stroud's stats. In the last 8 games or so, he's had this back and forth every other game where he goes under the line, then he goes over his line. He goes under the line, then he goes over. Under, over, under, over. I like him to go under again because he's facing a very good New England Patriots defense. 9th in the league in passing yards allowed, giving up less than 200 passing yards per game. And they're 6th in the league in rushing yards, giving up just above 100 rushing yards per game. For a while, the Patriots didn't give up a single rusher over 50 yards for like the first 10 games or whatever. And people be like, "Oh yeah, schedule merchants against for the Patriots." Blah blah blah. Fine, you can say that, but you got to play who's on your schedule. You can't control that, and the Patriots have been dominating, steamrolling. All right, and the Texans' offense, to be honest, doesn't really look that great. CJ Stroud's not having a great year. Also, Nico Collins is probably not going to be playing in this game. He suffered that nasty concussion last week. I'd be very surprised if he gets out of protocol in time for this game. It looked pretty bad. So he's without his top wide receiver. Going to have to rely on their run game a little bit more, but the Patriots defend the run pretty well. All right, so if he's going to look at the pass, it's going to be Christian Kirk as his main guy, Xavier Hutchinson, Dalton Schultz from the tight end position. So I don't know. It doesn't look great for C.J. Stroud in this game, also with this trend as well. So I like that play there. Also sticking in this game, I like Ramondre Stevenson to go over 40.5 rushing yards. Playoff Ramondre is here. Trevion has been great throughout the second half of the regular season, getting more touches and exploding, breaking some crazy long runs. But Ramondre is still kind of remaining as the solid guy, running and just bruising guys. And especially in the second half when they start breaking down teams and they get tired, Ramondre's still been the solid guy. Broke off a great run in that Miami game. Had a decent game rushing against the Chargers, who are a top 10 rushing defense, so he proved he can do well against the top 10 defense. Now, the Texans are one of the best defenses in the league. That's what's keeping them in this playoffs, got them into this playoffs, really, and is keeping them in it. They beat up on the Steelers last week. Steelers couldn't do anything. Does the Texans defense make me a little bit nervous as a Patriots fan myself? Yeah, absolutely. They're fourth in the league in rushing yards allowed, giving up less than 100 rushing yards per game. And against running backs, they're top 4 as well. So, yeah, that does make me nervous, but he's gone over this line in 5 straight games. So, it makes me feel really good going into this matchup. As you can see, looking at some of these insights, he's exceeded 39.5 rushing yards in 4 of his last 5 games at home, where he's averaging over 61 rushing yards in those games. So that makes me feel really good about this play. Ramondre knows how to step up in the big moments, stay poised, and get the job done. So I like that play as well. Now, guys, before we get into my favorite play of the night, guys, if you haven't downloaded the Pikkit app, what are you guys doing? All right, the Pikkit app will sync up all of your sports books that you use across all the different platforms into one spot where you can see your combined records, your balances, so you're not going back and forth on your phone on different apps. Pikkit will sync that all up for you, all right? And they're actually going to pay you to sign up to use their app, all right? And there's no catch. You don't have to subscribe or anything. It's a free app. They're actually going to pay you to sign up $3 or $100 directly to your Venmo or PayPal. So it's a free chance at $100, and if you don't get $100, you still get $3, right? $3, you can throw that on a crazy parlay, and you hit the lottery and whatever, and then you can retire. So how about that? All you got to do, download the Pikkit app, use my promo code TEACH10, and sync up a sportsbook that has 10 or more bets placed on it, and you will get that deposit. So go sign up, get that chance at $100. Okay, now back into the rest of our picks, heading back into my favorite play of this NFL Sunday. It's Caleb Williams, the Iceman himself, 242.5 passing and rushing yards over that line. Man, Caleb has been something special. A little bit of a coming-of-age season this year, kind of figuring out in these playoffs. He's been so clutch this season in the fourth quarter, too. I love him in this spot. He's gone over this line in 6 of his last 10 games, where he's averaging over 260 passing and rushing yards combined. As you can see here, look at these last 5. 255 against a tough Browns defense. 280 against the Packers, tough team, divisional rival. 348 against the 49ers. They did lose that game, but they scored a ton of points. Then went under against the Lions game, a tough game where they actually lost. And then over against the Packers in that crazy thriller of a game to beat the Packers. Threw for over 360 yards in that game. I mean, holy crap. I mean, Soldier Field was looking incredible. Also, the weather might have some factor in this too, but it's bear weather. I don't know how the Rams are going to fare in that. I think the Rams are a very good team. They're probably going to put points on the board. Caleb's going to have to throw the ball too. I like for him to go around this marker that he did last game. Against the Rams, having home field advantage too. I feel really good about this play. Apologies for my sniffling, by the way. I'm feeling a little sick. Flu game. It's a flu game video for me. So hanging in there, taking hits. We're rolling on. Looking at the Rams defense, they are 19th in the league in passing yards allowed and 12th in the league in rushing yards allowed. So giving up over 215 passing yards per game and over 100 rushing yards per game as well. I think this is a good spot for Caleb Williams. I think we're going to get a little bit more with his feet in this game because the Rams defense they're decent, not the best, but I think Caleb's going to have to get creative. He's been loving Colson Loveland. Luther Burden's been stepping up too. DJ Moore has been a big play guy. So I just love this. Caleb's got a lot of targets, a lot of weapons that he can throw to, so I feel really good about this play for my favorite play of this Sunday for the divisional round. All right. Moving on, pick number 4, it's Kyron Williams over 61.5 rushing yards. Why? Well, I mentioned the bear weather earlier. It's going to be cold. I don't know if it's going to snow or rain, but either way, it's going to be frigid cold. Teams, when it's frigid cold and there's potential weather, teams like to run the ball a little bit more. Kyron Williams has gone over this line in 7 of his last 10 games. Now, he has missed in the last 2, but just barely. So we're talking missing by, 2 yards and missing by 5 yards. So that's like 1 or 2 rushes more that we're just missing out on. But he's had a good stretch where he went for 5 straight, getting solid time and touches as well. Averaging 72.3 over this 10-game stretch. So I still feel good about this. And the Bears defense, their weak spot is run defense, 27th in the league, giving up 134, almost 135 rushing yards per game. That's not great at all. And against running backs, that's where the majority of it's coming from. 23rd in the league, giving up over 104 rushing yards per game. So a great spot for Kyron Williams to get right and get at least 62 rushing yards. So I think he should be able to do that no problem, especially if the Rams get out to a lead early as well and can kind of control the ball and run at their own pace. Looking at more statistics, Kyron Williams exceeded 59.5 rushing yards, so he's gone 60-plus in 7 of his last 8 games versus bottom 10 defenses for rushing yards. In those games, he's averaging over 82 rushing yards. So the only game we missed is against the Cardinals last year. So some of these stats are going back to last year, but it's proven that Kyron Williams is able to get it done over a longer stretch of time, especially against bad run defenses as well. So I really like that play. Now, for our 5th and final play of this NFL Sunday, we're going with Colston Loveland over 55.5 receiving yards, quickly emerging as a favorite target for Caleb Williams. Now, he has only hit this line in 4 of his last 10 games, sure, but you look at the last 5, that's really what's more important in the playoff game, too. Hit in 4 of 5, averaging 83 receiving yards. Look at these last 3 games. 94 receiving yards, 91 receiving yards, 137 receiving yards last game against the Packers. Caleb loves throwing to Colson Loveland. This might be a hot take, but Colson Loveland's probably a top 5 tight end in the league right now. Dude is an absolute freak athlete, balling out, catching balls, taking hits, running after the catch, doing it all. Love what Colson Loveland's doing, and so does Caleb because he loves throwing to him. Now, against the Rams, 20th in the league in receiving yards allowed versus tight ends. They are top 10, giving up only 45 receiving yards to the tight end position, but Colson Loveland's still one of Caleb's favorite targets, especially of recently, and I still think he'll be able to go over 55.5 receiving yards, no problem, right? Looking at receptions and targets, look, last 3 games, or actually, let's go last 5. 4 receptions on 5 targets, 3 receptions on 5 targets, 6 receptions on 10 targets, 10 receptions on 13 targets, 8 receptions on 15 targets. He's had double-digit targets in his last 3 games. That is huge. That means even if he's not necessarily catching the ball, Caleb wants to throw to him. Caleb wants to throw to him a lot, all right? And if he's catching 6, 8, 10 balls a game, he catches 8 balls tomorrow, we're chilling. If we don't get over 55.5 receiving yards on 8 catches, then that's just so unlucky. I don't even know what to describe. It's unluckier than me going 0-4 today, but actually that's not unlucky. That's just I'm just bad at gambling. Again, all these picks are for educational and entertainment purposes only. Gamble at your own risk, all right? Please bet responsibly. That's all I have for this video. Let's quickly recap our 5 plays. CJ Stroud under 224.5 passing and rushing yards combined. Ramondre Stevenson over 40.5 rushing yards. My favorite play of NFL Sunday, Caleb Williams over 242.5 passing and rushing yards combined. Kyron Williams over 61.5 rushing yards, and Colston Loveland over 55.5 receiving yards. So those are my 5 plays for this NFL Sunday. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe if you do enjoy the videos and the content I'm putting out, because I enjoy doing these picks, even if I go over 4 in these games. But like I said, if we don't sweep tomorrow, free VIP for a week for everyone that subscribes and leaves a like and comments on this video, and I will reach out to you and I will get you that free VIP for a week. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for Monday night. We have college football national championship picks.